Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial, and today's review will be The Protege, starring Maggie Q. Let's get into it. So Maggie Q plays as Anna Dutton. Co-stars is Samuel L. Jackson, plays as Moody Dutton. Michael Keaton plays as Michael Rembrandt. What's the other actor? Last name Patrick. I think it's like Rob Patrick or something like that. He plays as Billy Bob. And you have two other characters, Duquette and Edward Hayes. So if you see any other movies like Anna, ironically, her name is Anna. I just thought of that. Wow. Nevertheless, any of these like assassin movies, Anna, Ava, all these type of assassin movies, this is right up there, and they just played along right along with it. If you've seen one, you kind of seen them all of them just have different storylines, and see if you could follow it and see how good is the action. So like I said, her name's Anna Dutton. When it first come on, Samuel Jack, it's a younger version of him, goes into Vietnam, and he's doing a heist, money heist. When he gets in, all these men is killed. He ready to take the money, and he hears a noise. When he goes in, hears the noise, opens up a closet. It's a little person, so you don't know whether it's a girl or a boy at the time, but of course you know the movie is starring Maggie Q, so you automatically assume it's a girl. And little person is holding a gun towards him, and the gun jammed. It had one bullet left, so he befriended Anna, and when he befriended her, he pretty much he gained her trust, and then he pretty much he took her underneath his wings. So you don't really find out the backstory, what really happened, how did she get to that point, to the end of the movie. So it fast forward 30 years later, it shows she's in the business that he in. Their business is they got a secret agency amongst themselves. They find the people that don't want to be found, of course, because she's a female. People will, but think she's weak and out on her own, and they let down their guard a little bit. But she's an assassin, trained killer, and she's very tactical. And so the very first, once it fast forward to 30 years, you find out how tactical she is and how she can fight. And he always got her back. He's always in like the shadows to hit people with sniper shots. So you get to see that he's sick, and you don't really know what he got, but you assume it might be cancer or something because he keeps coughing. And so they do these hits, and they living off the money, and pretty much it's his birthday. She get him a guitar, and he pretty much show her he got like a secret lair underneath his mansion, and pretty much telling her if he was to die, he wants her to take over. Shows her some things. She has this library that has these rare books that cost a lot of money. She has her own little tech guy. So what happens is he gets a case to pretty much look for a guy by the name of Lucas Hayes, and that set off some flags, and all he wants to do is find a person. And what happens is that her tech guy reached out, back channels, got some information. When she came to go get the information, she found Moody was dead. And the way what she found, as she was going through the house, the housekeeper or the caregiver of the house shows her reenactment of her getting blown as soon as she answered the door. It shows him running towards to grab his gun, and it just shows an image of him getting blown into the tub. And so when she looked over top of him, she just started crying and she walked off. Now she's going in mode where she gotta, find out what's what. So now you gotta also think that they know about him, they know about you. So she's going to grab some things, and she goes, finds that her tech guy, he was killed. They burned him. His hideout was a cleaning service, so they burned him on the press. Then she went to the library, and then they had a shootout and pretty much shot at her, but she lived through that. Meanwhile, Rembrandt had visited her earlier, a couple of days before then, telling her he was looking for a rare book, and she told him the amount of the book. He pretty much said, "Call me." Of course, she never called him. You already knew something was up with him. And at that time, Moody had gave her a drive of the information he had, and then she got the drive from her tech guy, and in that drive it pretty much gave her information that she needed to go back to Vietnam. She didn't want to go back there because that's where she came from, and she escaped. And so Moody, when he was alive, he pretty much told her, like, you gotta face your fears, or you keep looking at a scar long enough, it's gonna always constantly remind you on how you got that scar. That's what he told her. So she ended up going back to Vietnam. Now she's on a hunt to find who Lucas Hayes is, and she pretty much run into Billy Bob, who's an affiliate. He comes, she says she needs information. This guy named Vol, he's in high position. He's also linked with a guy named Duquette. You find out that that she's linked, that Michael Rembrandt is part of the whole circle as well. And she find out who Lucas Hayes is. He's basically been kept. He's got a condition. He's kept in a sanctuary. He's kept away from the public so nobody would harm him. And his father, Edward Hayes, was alleged to be dead. They faked his death as well. But he's really running the whole operation. You find out that. And then Duquette, he pretty much wanted to kill her. She fought her way out of that. And then her and Rembrandt pretty much had a thing for each other. They had this attraction, but they were both on two sides of the fence. So, long story short, you find out that Moody, she gets shot by one of the goons, and Moody comes and pretty much saves her. He didn't die. So when it showed the image of him getting shot, it really wasn't him. It was the other guy getting shot that he put his clothes on, and he blew his face off, so they really couldn't tell that who it was. So he lived, and he pretty much told her what's the plan. They got in the guy, Edward Hayes, who they was looking for, that's running everything. He got Fort Knox security, so they pretty much infiltrate real easy, getting into his party, and the plan was to blow everything up. And so Moody was talking to Edward Hayes this whole time, coughing, and he's pretty much saying, "You ain't gonna get out of here. I don't know how you expect to get out of here." And then he pretty much looked down and said, "This wasn't the plan." He pulled out this big thing of dynamite. Everything blows up. She makes it out. Rembrandt is following her, and she makes it back to her old house. Now, this old house, it still looks the same. 30 years later, it still looks the same way it was when she left when she was little. So why? Who knows? But it does. And it goes over the story. She watched her family get killed by these goons, and the goons was going to take her, probably put her into child trafficking or whatever. And she was learning how to operate the guns from the goon by just paying attention. And when she learned how to operate it, when the goon looked like he was going to do something strange to her, he left, and when he came back, she grabbed the gun, she killed him, and killed his goons as well. And so it pretty much it told her backstory right then and there. And Michael Rembrandt showed up. He had a face-off, and he pretty much told her, listen, you can make it out of this. And she said, I'm tired of running. I just need to be out of peace. She pulled a gun out on him. He had a gun on her, and 2 shots went off, but it didn't show who shot who. It just showed her coming out of the building, and that was it. It went off. So 2 things. Depending on the success of the movie, if it'll be a part 2 or not, that's what it'll come down to. But if it is a part 2, shout out to Samuel Jack. Great actor, phenomenal. He's still doing his thing out in these movies. But like I said, if it's a part 2, it definitely will be, Samuel Jackson will be back. Moody didn't die. If you don't, my saying is, if you don't see a body direct, they not dead. So you didn't see a body direct, you just seen it blow up. So he's not dead. And Rembrandt, you seen 2 shots go off and show her come out of the building. I don't believe he's dead either. So that's the movie. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Out of my 4-star rating system, I'm gonna give this a 2.5 out of 4 stars. It was a decent watch. It was action from beginning to end. But it falls right in line with all the other female assassination movies, whichever ones you didn't seen. The one with the spider, I forgot what it's called, the woman with the spider, that assassin movie, Anna, Ava, even the one where Angelina Jolie played as the assassin woman. So they all use this same formula, and all these movies pretty much is entertaining enough where everybody always tune in to watch. So if you watch it, you won't be disappointed if you like those other ones. Till next time.